Hey guys, Joy here. Today I'm going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to make a video about a situation I've been dealing with for the last few days. I want to help inspire someone that may be going through a similar situation or just a situation that you have to stick up for yourself and may put you in an uncomfortable situation basically. So a few days ago at work, they'd sprayed for insects and it left a really big chemical trail, basically, if you want to call it that, in the department that I'm working for. I had arrived on my shift and spent about an hour on my shift before my head started pounding, my nostrils were on fire, I was coughing, I was sneezing, and I realized that this wasn't a good situation for me. I decided while I was quietly working by myself that I probably shouldn't be working on this shift anymore within this environment. So I called my partner and let him know that, hey, you're gonna need to come pick me up because I'm not gonna work my shift anymore. And he's like, what? So obviously I explained to him everything that I just said to you. And before I was even done talking, he's like, yeah, you get off your shift, I'm coming to pick you up. So then I had to go and talk to the people in charge, and that's where I was dealing with some anxiety. I was really anxious to talk to the people that are higher up because I felt like I was complaining because there was other people working within the department that hadn't said anything, and I was the one that was having a reaction, and I had to go home. So I was worried that they were not going to be supportive. So I got really anxious. Thankfully, I have a coworker that I talk to at work that is able to, kind of talk me through some things once in a while whenever my anxiety gets too much. And I was talking to him, and he let me know and reassured me that, hey, you're taking care of your health. You have your support of your partner. There's nothing that you're doing is wrong, and that if someone isn't supportive, then they're not looking for the best in me or the best in their colleagues or their workers. So I bucked up and I went and had the tough conversation to let the bosses know, and I wasn't asking permission, I was letting the bosses know that I will be leaving. And I also let HR know and security know. I had to let a few people know. The toughest person was talking to my colleague. I'm still new within my department and I'm still, trying to prove myself, as they say. And I was really anxious to let him know because I felt like I was being a complainer. I'm really hard on myself, if you can't tell, and it's not right, but I told him and he immediately was like, no, if you're not feeling good, if you're having a reaction, you need to leave, you need to take care of yourself. And I was like, oh, okay, great. So, okay, cool. He fist pumped me, everything was good, and I talked to all the superiors, like I said, HR and security, and everyone was okay with it. And I felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulders. I know that sounds silly, but I felt a weight was lifted off my shoulders, that I had the support, I'm not feeling good, I'm gonna go home. I had that support. So when I went home, I got physically sick within a couple hours. My head still was pounding. I was sneezing a lot and blowing my nose a lot. It was running a lot, so the burning in my nose kind of went away after a few hours, but I think that's because there was literally stuff coating my nose. The next day, I've been off for a couple days since this, so the next day my eyes were really watery and I was sneezing a lot, so it just felt like I was going through it. My head really wasn't hurting anymore, but I was off, just like my days off, so that's been great. The HR department did call me and they told me that I will be getting compensated for the lost shift due to the point that it wasn't really my fault. Like, I didn't come in sick and leave sick. I came in and got sick from, what they were spraying, and then I lost a shift because of it. So I didn't have to do what's called a grievance with my union. It's the HR department, the place that I work for just understands that it was not my doing that I left. So I'll be getting compensated for that. So that's pretty great. So at the end of the day, I was really nervous, and when I was standing there quietly working by myself and I made the decision in my head to leave, that was so nerve-wracking. but I can now look back on it and realize that yes, first of all, I shouldn't have been nerve-wracked because I'm just standing up for my health, and if someone has a problem with that, then that's not a supportive environment anyway. But on the other hand, that you just have to listen to that gut feeling sometimes, and if you're not doing well, then you're not doing well, and you need to do it. And even if people aren't going to stand up for you, then whatever. I had my loved ones standing up with me, and that's all I really needed. I kept reassuring myself through this that my partner is good, and that's the only person that I really care about. And even then, I wasn't asking my partner for permission either. I was telling him, you need to come pick me up. Like, well, I didn't drive to work, so I can't pick me up. But I was telling him, I'm not asking, I didn't say that, but I wasn't asking him, hey, I'm not feeling good, do you think I should come home? I was saying, hey, I'm not feeling good, I am coming home. I'm just nervous to deal with it, and come pick me up. So since being home, I'm feeling a little bit better. Like I said, these are my days off now. I'm going to have the MSDS sheet. So that's a sheet that tells you everything that was sprayed or whatever. So everything in that concoction that was sprayed into the department, I'm going to have a sheet on that. So let's say something in 6 months happens with my lungs or whatever, I don't know. At least I'll be able to say hey, I have this sheet, I was exposed to this, and everything is documented everywhere. And I'm going to make sure that if they do this spraying again, that I don't work the next day, and I'm going to be adamant that I can't, because I'm going to react. And unless you want to put me in that environment again and want me to go through all this again and leave my shift because of a reaction, that I can't work that next day. And I'm just going to have to stand up for that for myself, because no one else will, and I know that I have to. So I hope that helps someone out there, regardless if it's a situation at work, or maybe with friends, or maybe with your boyfriend or something, or girlfriend, or whoever. Just know that if you know that you need to make a change, if you know you need to do something, then go and do it. Because if people aren't going to support you, then they're not looking out for the best for you, and that's it. And you make that decision, and ultimately no one can make it for you. So you do you. So I hope this helps someone out there. Anyway, have a good one, guys.